right, well, welcome to the Story Bakery, and today we're going to be making ribs on the barbecue smoker outside. It is one of my favorite things to do. I love smoking meat. All right, so what you'll need, of course, is a smoker of some sort. I have a Pitboss Pro Series 1100, which is awesome. It's huge. It's got 1100 square inches of cooking surface. And then I'm going to be using hickory wood pellets on that so that we get a nice, good wood flavor there. And of course you need ribs. I have 2 racks of spare ribs here. As you can see, I'm going to show you how we trim those up so that they don't have any of those little pieces that just dry out and get super burned up. And then also a little shaker bottle, hashtag self-hype, goes out to my nephew Eli. And then on this we have a couple of things. Okay, we have cayenne pepper, half a teaspoon. Okay, paprika, 2 teaspoons. Okay, we got garlic powder. I have a tablespoon of garlic powder, a tablespoon of salt and pepper, and also there's a teaspoon of onion powder in here as well. And that's it. That's our barbecue rub. I don't like putting sugar in there, especially for something that's going to be sitting on the grill for 5-6 hours, because what will happen is the sugar will burn, and when the sugar burns, you're just going to get like this charred, crispy, not very flavorful part. So we will put a little bit of sauce on it at the end, so it does kind of sweeten up. You get that sticky sweetness that you should have in a rib, but it's not burned. So I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you get an opportunity to make this.
So start by mixing all your dry ingredients together in your shaker. I use a funnel, makes it super easy to make sure you're not spilling. And then give it a good shake. Make sure you put the cap on nice and tight. Next, grab your rack of ribs, flip it over. There's a little flap here that you're going to want to cut off. That is super important because otherwise that kind of just burns up on the cooker. So make sure you get that trimmed off, save it. I'll show you how we can make a delicious homemade McRib with it in another episode. Take the back of a spoon, all right, and then just start lifting that membrane from the end rib. Grab a paper towel, yank that bad boy off. It's super important to do that on pork ribs because it'll prevent a lot of the smoke flavor from getting in. It's not really edible. So just get rid of that on the pork ribs. And then give it a good old dust in here with your seasoning. As you see, pretty liberal with it. And make sure you got it. Now, this rack of ribs was not very well trimmed from the butcher. So you see we have this big chunk of just overhang meat. Just go ahead and get rid of that as well as there's no bones in these last couple ones here either. So that'll just burn up and dry out without the bones insulating it on the grill. Turn it up, turn it over, and then again, slice off that flap so you don't get any pockets of seasoning that doesn't hit any smoke or anything like that. Then go ahead and grab your spoon, go to the last rib, scrape off that membrane here a little bit just to lift it, and then give it a good yank. This one was a little more stubborn. If you're lucky, they come off in one piece, but this one was like, I don't think so. I don't want to go. I'm stuck on you. Oh, no. All right, so just give it a good old yank here. Get it off your rack of ribs. That's just trash. You don't want to do anything with that. And then, again, a nice liberal coating of your seasoning here as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then just kind of dab up any of that extra stuff on there. Make sure you get the sides good. And then we're going to throw this on our pan. Go heat up our smoker to 250. See, we have our grill preheated to 250 degrees, which is perfect for barbecuing. And it's a chilly day out here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on this top rack, right? You don't want that really close to the flame. That'll dry out the bottom of your racks of ribs. All right, so I'm just going to take our 2 racks, just place them up here on the top. go. And that's that. And as you see, the hot air will come in, come out the chimney. Lots of smoke will hit these bad boys. And we're gonna have absolutely delicious ribs. We'll come back, check on them in an hour. All right, so it's been about an hour. And so now, as you see, getting some really beautiful color to them on top here. All right, we're just gonna slide these bad boys forward a little bit. All right, and what we're gonna do, as you see the skin, bark on the top starts to dry out a little bit, okay? So what I'm doing here is making sure the entire top of the rib is covered in our basting liquid, which is 1/2 cup of water, 4 tablespoons of pickle juice, 10 dashes of hot sauce, and 1 tablespoon of Worcester sauce. And, it's going to add some flavor, which is always great for the cooking process. But it's also going to make sure that the top of the rib doesn't dry out. So we don't do the whole rib because the bottom will be fed by the fat as it renders down. And most of the meat from there up is going to be protected by the bones inside the ribs. However, the top will dry out in a smoker. So make sure you give it a nice liberal coating here. Or if you have a spray bottle, mist it down so that all the top of the rib is wet. Ooh, this is going to be delicious. Time to sauce the ribs. And as you see here, we just start putting a nice layer of sauce on them. This is where I feel like Bob Ross, painting happy little trees all over my ribs. Gonna be so yummy. Carolina gold sauce, awesome for ribs, awesome for pork. All right, welcome back. And OMG, look at those ribs. All right, these bad boys are ready to come off. Get under there. Oh yeah, you see how it's got a little bounce to it? Yeah, these are gonna be amazing. Let's see these ones. Oh yeah, these ones are even better. Yeah, see that? Oh man. My eyes are up here. That's what I always say when someone's staring at my meat, right? So, anyways, this is our finished product. It's about 4.5 hours on the grill, smoking, and mopping it a couple of times throughout the process, about every hour. Last about 45 minutes, putting on a little bit of barbecue sauce mixed with our mop mixture, and we end up with this beautiful mahogany colored ribs. All right, so we bring it up just like this, and slice it through. Ooh, and look at that. Look at all those. Don't smack me. So as you see, we got all this beautiful smoke ring here, and the meat is just nice and juicy and tender. And let's cut off this middle rib. This is the one I'm going for right here. This is where the money is. All right, so here we go. Look at that clean bone underneath.
Doesn't fall off the bone like it would if you baked it or boiled it. But it comes clean off the bone when you eat it. And that's how good, true barbecue ribs should be. Now, y'all gotta leave because I gotta smash this whole rack of ribs.